Hey everyone, it's Steve and I'm the events guy for Cooper Parry. Unprecedented times, we keep hearing this, and of course all of our events have moved online, webinars, webcasts and so on. So this is what I'm doing today, I'm bringing you one of these. I have Philip Rogers with me today, one of our tax partners, who is going to give us the lowdown on the new job retention scheme. We were wowed when the Chancellor committed to pay most of our wages for people that would otherwise be laid off due to coronavirus. He called it unprecedented measures for unprecedented times. And we certainly can't remember any bigger pledge than this ever being provided by this government over previous ones. We will start off with a few questions in respect to the main details of the scheme, and then we'll move over to a few frequently asked questions from our clients.
The coronavirus job retention scheme will be available to all UK employees, large or small, including clubs and not-for-profit entities. HMRC have made it clear that they do not expect public sector employees to claim under the scheme. Simply, the scheme will offer a grant to cover 80% of the monthly wages for employees who are furloughed due to coronavirus, up to a ceiling of $2,500 gross per employee. In addition, HMRC have indicated they will cover the employer's national insurance costs for that employee and also the minimum auto-enrolment employer pension contributions payable in respect of the grant. So looking at how the 80% is calculated, for employees who are paid a regular amount, it's more straightforward. The monthly wage figure to which the 80% applies is the employee's actual gross salary as at the 28th of February 2020. There are special rules for certain employees, for example, those with variable wages, those on maternity or sick pay. We'll cover a few of these topics in the frequently asked questions section, and there's also further guidance is linked with our website. So furloughed employees, this new expression that we've been hearing a lot about, are those who you would like to keep on your payroll, but you are unable to provide them with sufficient work, either due to forced closure of your business or a downturn in trading due to coronavirus. They just need to have been on your payroll as at the 28th of February 2020. That's the critical date. So furloughed employees will not be allowed to undertake any work for you during the period you wish to claim for. This includes anything that either makes you money or provides you with a service. For clarity, reducing an employee's hours does not constitute furloughing. As to claim the grant, they need to stop work, full stop. The one exception to this actually is training. If the job requires ongoing training, in this case, you need to make sure that the employee is being paid the national minimum wage for the hours that they actually spend training. In terms of how you actually claim, the scheme will be open before the end of April. HMRC are trying to put a live portal shortly, and can be backdated to the start from the 1st of March 2020. The timing of actually receiving the grant may therefore not align to your actual payroll costs, so it is worth thinking about the whole cash flow impact of this. So initially, you'll need to consider your workforce to decide who to furlough and for how long. Commercially, this will involve a balance between keeping the business running with an eye on cash flow. We've been helping some of our clients map this out for the next 12 weeks or so. Once you've decided on who to furlough, get your employment laws on board. Employment law, as we all know, can be a minefield in itself. We're aware of firms out there offering standard packages, including template letters at much lower costs. You then need to make sure you communicate your decision to the employee and issue the relevant legal paperwork. It's important to be prepared for the conversation. Your employee may feel any range of emotion, from relief because they haven't got a lot to do through to anger. So just be prepared. They're not easy discussions to have. You then need to adjust your payroll so it's in line with what you have agreed to pay your employee. This may be 80% of their regular wage or $2,500 per month. Remember though, if you have agreed to top up the employee's salary beyond this, you are not able to reclaim any more. You are capped at the $2,500. Also, look out for announcements on when the scheme goes live, and we'll have all the details ready. You need to have all the details ready on who you'll be claiming and for how long. and we are expecting that to go live before the end of April.
Thanks, Philip. This is a great overview, and we've been getting a lot of questions from our clients and from people who have been visiting our website looking for updates. So we've put some of those questions together now for you to answer.
So in terms of how long the scheme is going to be available for, the Coronavirus Job Retention Scheme is initially available for 3 months, but the message from the Chancellor was very clear that this could be extended if necessary. The government promised there is no limit to how much this might cost. Yes, you can actually bring employees in and out of furlough, although there is a 3-week minimum period in each instance, so you can't just bring somebody back for a couple of days. They've got to be furloughed for a 3-week period as a minimum. Yeah, if you have made any employees redundant since the 1st of March 2020 due to coronavirus, you will be able to re-employ them and furlough them if you choose. But if you're going to do that, make sure you speak to your employment lawyers. Yeah, where employers will be receiving the reduced pay due to being furloughed, they will need to consider if this makes them eligible to claim any benefits from the government, etc. This could include things like child benefit, particularly where employees' usual salary takes them over the 50,000 threshold, but their taxable income for the tax year will now be below this. You could point your employees to our website for more information on this and other things they may wish to consider if they are being furloughed. Yes, in terms of directors, that's a big question. As noted earlier in the podcast, per HMRC's guidance, employees must cease all work when they're being furloughed. And of course, this would leave directors in a difficult position in terms of being furloughed, as they are required to keep up to date with their fiduciary duties, etc. Now, whilst HMRC have not issued any official guidance, a number of industry experts are reporting that the Treasury have confirmed that directors can be furloughed by ceasing their day-to-day activity, but will be allowed to carry out their fiduciary duties. We are, however, seeking direct confirmation from HMRC on this point, and will update our guidance in due course. No, it's a good question, but it's a grant, and as such will not need repaying, and that's what makes this scheme very generous. But do remember, though, that the grant needs to be included as income when you calculate your taxable profits.
That was a great update, Philip. But what should businesses do right now? As mentioned earlier, we recommend immediately planning for at least the next 3 months and thinking about which of your people you will need to continue to run the business in the short term, and those which you can be furloughed to secure their jobs and the future of your business. Decide quickly whether you need access to this scheme and which of your employees will be affected. You will need to notify any employees if you are including them in the scheme. As noted earlier, you will also need to consider the employment law position. If you don't have a specialist employment lawyer who can help, get in touch and we may be able to point you in the right direction. Keep reviewing the position. Your needs may change, and keep accurate records. Finally, we will update all of our media outlets once the HMRC portal becomes available. Have all of your data ready to input. Thank you everyone for taking the time to listen to this. I'm hoping that you found it really useful. And should you have any questions or any comments, please submit these through our COVID-19 Task Force portal on the website or email directly at covid19@cooperparry.com, and we'll do our very best to help you.